In this video, we're going to go over how homeowners are choosing roofers in 2026 and why AI decides first. Now, when you hear this, don't be scared and think this is going to be some technical AI video. This video is purely just to educate you on what customers are doing at the start of 2026 so you can compete and beat your competitors throughout the year and in the future. So let's jump right into it. How are homeowners choosing roofers? Because nowadays, they aren't Googling them anymore. They are asking AI. They're asking ChatGPT. This is because people are using it for literally everything. If you own a business, you already know your employees probably use it for emails. So people are using ChatGPT for emails, grocery list, everything in their life they can. What does that equate to? 800 million searches per week on ChatGPT. This is not per month. This is per week on ChatGPT. That's double the US population in searches per week on ChatGPT. Now, homeowners are asking things like, who is the best roofer near me? Who should I trust after the storm? And if you're not coming up, you're going to lose to the guy who is, because as people move to OpenAI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all of these AI search platforms for results, if you're not showing up, you're going to lose the business that's potentially there. So if you're not recommended, these jobs are going to go to someone else. There's two outcomes. Someone's searching right here. They go to some AI platform. So they go to any AI platform right here. There are two possible outcomes. You get the money or your competitors get the money. One of y'all is going to get the money. We're here so that you get the money and your competitors don't. So that's why this video is being made. If ChatGPT doesn't trust you, it routes your customers to a competitor automatically. See, ChatGPT isn't like Google where it's going to give 500 different businesses and let the person choose. ChatGPT is going to give 3 to 5 recommendations and let the user decide from those 3 to 5. The only problem is you have to be one of the 3 to 5 if you want to end up making money in 2026. Because instead of 500, there's only 3 to 5. Now, this does not mean you have to be the biggest business. This means you have to have the most trust and safety of these platforms. And how do you do this? There are 7 steps in order to do this. This is from Advera. This is my company where we do this for companies. You need to perfect your Google business profile. Make sure every field is filled out. You need a cross-platform review strategy. You need to lock your name, address, and phone consistency across all platforms. You need to secure local media and digital PR. You need injectable AI-readable schema. If you don't understand what that means, doesn't matter. Give it to your developer. Tell them they'll be able to do that for you. You need to flaunt case studies and testimonials, and you need to monitor, optimize, and defend this monthly. Now you can go to advera.app and get all those steps so that you can implement those, but that is how you gain the safety and trust of AI. But let's break down the reality of what's going on in 2026. The reality is roofing is a high-stress, high-risk decision. You know this. You watching this are probably work in a roofing company or own a roofing company. Roof replacements are expensive. Storm damage creates urgency. And homeowners are fearful of scams, bad workmanship, insurance nightmares. People have been burned in the roofing industry before. So when stress is high, people outsource trust. This is why they ask people like their friends, their neighbors, now AI. Who is the roofer I should go with? A tree just fell on my house. I'm not going to draw a tree, but a tree fell on my roof, and now there's a big hole here. I need it fixed. Who should I call? Homeowners don't want options. They want the safest answer. They want someone saying, hey, go to this business because they are the safest and most trusted business to replace your roof. ChatGPT is trying to avoid one thing, and this will be a theme for the video. That one thing is risk. It doesn't rank on popularity. People think you have to be the biggest and best business to be ranked number 1 on ChatGPT. That is not true. Just like any AI platform, the riskier the suggestion, the higher of a chance that it's not going to provide a good service to the person asking the AI for the best result. When people get bad results from AI, they stop using the AI. Meaning, these large billion-dollar AI companies lose money. They will do whatever it takes to not lose money. Meaning, they will recommend the business that is not the best, not the biggest, but the less risk to the person they're suggesting it to. So it minimizes bad outcomes. Roofing is a high-risk category for AI. If you have someone who's not a great roofer that you recommend, your reputation is tarnished. Even if you're a friend, if a friend recommended you a roofing company that did a terrible job, you wouldn't trust that friend anymore. It's no different with AI. So AI is asking, if I recommend this roofer, how likely is the homeowner to have a bad experience? Not a good experience, a bad experience. So it's purely basing it off of reducing risk. That's all it cares about. So let's break down what makes AI avoid a roofer. So there's 6 different things that make AI avoid a roofer. Let's see, let me paste these in here. So inconsistent business info. This is when on your Google business profile and on your Facebook, you have different names, you have different phone numbers, you have different addresses. Because when you're not consistent, AI can't trust that you are the same business and it won't recommend you. If you have multiple phone numbers, now where do people most likely get tripped up on this? On their website, they have multiple phone numbers for different locations. That's fine, but have them on separate pages. And on their Google business profile, let's say they service 3 different cities. Their Google business profile will be one phone number for all 3 cities. That's fine, but your website also has to show just that one phone number. If you put multiple phone numbers on the same page, it's going to confuse AI when it finds your business. Now, old storm chasing listings. This is for like a hurricane that happened a year ago that you're still advertising to repair for. It's not going to work. It's going to see that you're an outdated business and it won't recommend you. Reviews only on Google. If you have reviews on one platform, let's say you have 200 Google reviews on one platform. You might say, well, that's a ton of reviews. That'd be great. Hypothetically, yes. But then another business has 4 platforms for reviews and 50 on each. Both of these businesses have 200 reviews, but the one that has 4 different sources is more highly trusted by AI because it doesn't think you bought those reviews. If it's all on one platform, it thinks you're trying to game the system. You bought 200 reviews. However, if it's on 4 different platforms, it sees, okay, it'd be hard to buy reviews on 4 different platforms. This is more of a legitimate business. And not only getting these reviews, but responding to them. You also have to follow up on if it's a positive review, reply. If it's a negative review, reply faster. Because even if it's a 1-star review, if you take the initiative to say that you're going to make it better, whatever they were complaining about, that means a lot to AI. It shows you take the initiative of when you are wrong, you make it right. There's no proof of past work. There's no examples that you've done what you say you're going to do. The best way to increase this, have photos in your Google business profile, before and after pictures. Because you're in roofing, this is very easy. Before roof, after roof. Even if you patch a hole, that's it. Now, they also have no media or third-party validation. This doesn't mean you need to be in CNN or Fox News. This means you get in your local news station's website. Have them write a story. Now, a lot of you will say, well, I'm not newsworthy. What are they going to write a story on? I own a roofing company. Well, you can provide education to your community. You can say, hey, I want to give the local community a story to help them in this season. If it's wintertime and you're in an area that it snows a lot, how to make sure your roof is safe for the upcoming snow, and give them a bunch of actionable steps. Have no call to action at all. But you, as the owner of that roofing company, are now seen as the expert in the community. These local media sources have to have stories to write on. And if you give them a strong enough story, they will write on it. So that's one thing we do for our clients. We reach out to these sources and provide them an educational story from the owner about kind of how they can help the community. So these publishers say, oh, wow, this business is trying to help the local community. Little do they know they are trying to help the local community. They also want to rank number 1 on ChatGPT. So let's keep going. AI doesn't say you're bad. It just won't recommend you. So it's not like you're going to get a notification from AI saying, hi, you're not a good business fit. No, it just simply will not recommend you in any of the search results. Any of those 3 to 5, you won't be listed on any of them. So you can wish away the dream of having 800 million searches find your business per week. Now, what does ChatGPT look for before recommending you? We've gone over what it avoids, but what does it look for before recommending you? I pasted wrong. So there's a few things it looks for. It's looking for clear, consistent business identity, reviews across multiple platforms, recent ongoing activity, proof of completed roofing jobs, and evidence you've done this many times. Now, as I'm reading this, you're probably smart enough to see this is just reverse engineering this. So whatever you should avoid, that you should actually do the opposite of, that's what it looks for before it recommends you. Now, if you don't want to watch the rest of this video, that's fine. Go back to advera.app. You can see all 7 of these steps. Why am I bringing this up again? I just showed you. The reality is anyone who's ranking in your field, in your location, let's say you're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Anyone in Charlotte, North Carolina that has a roofing company that's ranking number 1 through 5 as the top 5 recommended are doing these 7 things. The guy who's number 1 probably has more reviews on more platforms. The guy who's number 1 probably has more case studies. He also has more local media mentions. So then you can reverse engineer what they're doing and do exactly that and more in order to rank better than they are. So let's keep moving on so this doesn't get too long. So the roofer that feels the safest wins, not the cheapest or the loudest. So because it cares the most about risk, how do you averse risk? The opposite of risk is safety. So the safest option is the one ChatGPT is going to choose. So you want to make your business seem the most safe out of any option it could choose to recommend to a customer. So why is there no 2-page in search? What do I mean by that? On Google, if you look anything up, there's multiple different pages. If I look up roofers near me right now, actually, let's do that. Roofers near me. All right, so I'm going to go down. There's 10 pages. So that means there might be more. Yeah, there's more. So 14. Let's see how many. 18. There's probably 50 pages. Each one has 10 results on it, meaning there's 50 different businesses I could contact. Why does ChatGPT just give you 1 page? So AI limits choices to reduce liability. Too many options are a higher chance of error. It might recommend you a business that is going to be too risky and provide a bad solution to the person searching on AI. Fewer recommendations is higher confidence. This is why when you ask a woman where she wants to eat, she has no clue. But when you say, hey, do you want to go get pizza, hibachi, or steak? She says, I'll go with steak. Great, you have your choice. Or if you just say, hey, do you want pizza? She says, no, I don't want pizza. I actually want burgers. If you give people fewer options, it's easier for them to make a decision versus giving them everything to choose from. Most people cannot decide, and that's just psychological. Now, roofing is winner takes most. This is why some roofing companies struggle to even get off the ground, and other roofing companies are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. ChatGPT would rather recommend 3 roofers it trusts than 20 it's unsure about. So it's not looking for volume and how many roofers can I recommend. It's looking for who's the best recommendation. And that all ties back to who's the least amount of risk and the highest amount of safety for me to recommend. Now, how does AI build confidence in a roofer? The roofer exists and is active. It's active on different social media platforms. It's reviewing its reviews and responding to them. People consistently review them. It has multiple different sources that are getting reviews on. Preferably 4, 5+ is great, but 4 is all you need. Their business info is clean and consistent. They're on multiple different platforms with the same name, address, and phone number on every platform, even in their email signatures. So this is why we call it NAP. It's easy to remember. You want your NAP to be consistent everywhere you are on the internet, and others vouch for them publicly. This is your local media mention, because if you say you're great, that's marketing. If a local media source says you're great, that's proof. Why? Because the publisher has to put their reputation on the line that you are a trustworthy source or business. So, AI clearly understands what you do is another way it can gain trust. If they can prove that you have results, do you have before and after pictures that show you get the job done? They're still active right now. You're constantly posting. If you miss one layer of this, if you don't have basically any of these 7 steps, it's all going to fall apart. Because if you get all 2 through 7 right, but you don't have a perfected Google business profile, it doesn't matter how many reviews you have on how many platforms. It won't see you as a verified business. So it's making sure you have all of your steps in order. So now what separates the top roofer from everyone else? Before and after roof projects. Having these case studies on your website. Now I don't mean just listed like a bunch just in a row just showing it. I mean having basically on your website, let's say you have 3 different buttons they can click, and each one of them takes it to their separate page for case study 1. And this case study 1 is a full page, before picture, after picture, and then breaking down what you did in that. And you do that for the 3 of these. This is better than having, just like most people have on their website, a before picture and an after picture and not breaking it down. Why? Because you can attach a story to it. Meaning if someone has a picture of before and after, that's fine. But if you have a before and after picture and say, this family needed a roof because there was a storm. The storm destroyed their roof. Water was leaking into their house. They had no clue what to do. They've been burned by insurance in the past and they were scared of who to call. Then we came and helped them. This is a way more specific case study than just, we installed a roof, here's a before, here's a after. So when AI is scanning through your website, it's going to see that. And if someone says, hey, there was water damage on my roof, we had a recent storm, who's the best roofer? It's going to go with the one that I just told you about, the case study, because it knows it's helped someone in that same circumstance before. This is also why having AI readable schema is important. Because if AI cannot find these case studies because the schema is not right on the back end, then it's going to be lost. It's not going to be able to find it and it won't recommend you. Now, just so you can understand the importance of this, I can't really draw a diagram, so let me make this bigger. What is schema and why does it matter? If I tell you to go into an attic and get me a t-shirt and there's 140 boxes, you're not going to be able to find that t-shirt very easily. But if I tell you, hey, go in the same attic, I need a t-shirt, and every box has a label for what's inside. There's jackets, there's pants, there's basketballs, there's t-shirts on one box. You can walk in there, grab the t-shirt out of the box, hand it to me in no time. It's the same with AI. When it has to find something on your website, if it has to look through every part of your website because you have no schema, it won't be able to find the important stuff fast enough to give a search result to whoever's asking, that it will not recommend you even if you are the safest choice. So they also have photos, videos, and job explanations. This is having a before and after video case study. That's the highest trust you can get. Because a picture, you could take a picture of a roof you didn't replace. You could write a story on it. But if you have the homeowner talking about what they were going through before, and then what they feel after, that, hey, we feel relieved, we know who we're going to recommend people to, they have a bad roof because this happened, X, Y, and Z. That gains you the most trust with people and with AI. And it's a good rule of thumb. If you think to yourself, all of this sounds like a lot, you should be doing this anyways. Whether you care about ranking on AI to get 800 million searches per week directed towards your business or not, you should be doing all of these things already. When we go into businesses and see that they're not doing this, we set up the automations in place for them to do this. And their business improves not just related to AI, just overall. These are good habits to gain trust from humans. Because if you haven't been able to tell already, AI is just a very skeptical human being. It needs a lot of trust to convince it this is the right decision. So what separates the top roofers from everyone else when it comes to ranking? And it's simply put, metrics. So, oh crap, this isn't working anymore. All right, we can't copy and paste, but your metrics are going to be like your roofs completed, your years in business, and emergency response speed. Are you fast or are you slow? These metrics are what AI can base proof off of and say, hey, this is a safe option. They have 800 roofs completed. They've been in business 10 years. Their emergency response speed is under a day. They'll get out to your roof and check it out. Photos and proof beat promises every time. If you can have tangible outcomes of numbers to show, that beats saying, yeah, we're fast. If you can say we'll be out there in less than 24 hours, that means more than saying we are fast. So why the same roofers keep winning? So a lot of times the same roofer will dominate the market when it comes to ranking on AI. And why is this? Because AI recommends them. Homeowners trust them faster. They close more jobs. More reviews come in. More mentions appear. AI confidence compounds. This is why you should care about AI in the first place. It is a cycle of leads that just compounds over time. The more people that you're getting into your business, the more jobs you have. The more jobs you have, the more reviews you can get. The more reviews you can get, the more mentions that can appear. The more of everything that's listed here and above, the faster the AI confidence compounds. You're getting recommended, no questions asked. Even if the city is 30 minutes away, someone suggested, it's going to see you as the best choice because it's shown all the trust in the past. Now, once AI trusts you, growth feeds itself. So once you have AI's trust, the only thing you have to do is monitor, optimize, and defend that monthly. You have to consistently keep getting these reviews. You have to keep getting the mentions. You have to keep having these case studies come in. If you stop doing that, you won't rank in the future months. But once you have the trust of AI, it's very simple to keep your automation cycle running that you already have in place in order to rank #1 once. You just can't be lazy. A lot of people that we see, we have a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month plan. If people do the 3-month plan and we get them ranking #1, and then they stop working with us, they stop asking for reviews, stop getting case studies, stop responding to reviews, everything we've listed. When they stop doing it, they stop ranking. And they come to us and say, hey, why am I not ranking? We say, how many reviews did you get? Their reviews are down by 30 since we last worked with them. So the reality is consistency is what wins. Let's see if I can write this. Consistency. Okay, you get the idea. Consistency wins when it comes to AI because it constantly needs to be reassured that you are the safest option. Now we're about done, but why does doing it yourself typically break down when it comes to roofing? Why do people come to us to work and have us do this for them? Roofers are busy. You're running crews all day. Storm season overwhelms operations, and they can't keep up with what they could in a more dry season. Marketing gets neglected. Reviews slow down. Signals decay quietly. This isn't hard, it's relentless. The reality is, nothing I just showed you is a secret. These 7 steps you can go find to prove that you don't need an email. Let me open it. Oh wait, I can't open it on a new browser, but let me just search Advera.app. There's no sign-in required. You go there. Not only is there 7 steps to do this, there's the 90-day domination roadmap. So basically, this is what we walk our clients through. It's all here for you. You can give this to your manager and have them do it. But most people just aren't experienced in this field, and so they come to us and have us do it for them. The reality, you can do all this on your own. We just put it all in one place. So AI is becoming the new referral source. So why is this? It's not pasting again. Homeowners trust AI's recommendations. They're asking it for things like their groceries, where they should go on vacation. They're getting it to write their emails, their contracts, etc. So AI trust is earned. It's not claimed. So people have to earn AI has to earn the trust of its users. Now, when it does earn that trust, it's very hard for it to break it unless it gives a bad recommendation. Roofing businesses that systemize this win. They have a system that constantly makes them more money every single week. Everyone else competes for the leftovers, and they can't compete much longer. So AI is becoming the new referral source. The roofers who understand this early don't fight for leads. They become the default choice. And your goal should become the default choice of your market. You want to be the person that people come to whenever they need a roof done. That's why you're watching this video in the first place. So I hope this was helpful. I'm sure you have questions. Comment them down below. I'm happy to answer them. There'll be a link down below if you want to check out Advera.app. If you want us to do this for your business or learn more, just click Get Started. We'll hop on a call with you. You just fill out time slot you want, your name, your business address, basically kind of why you want to learn more, and then we'll work with you if it's a good fit. But you can do all of these steps on your own. Most people just don't take the time to do it. But it's not a question of if you should do this anymore. This is the direction the world is moving, and you have to adapt before it's too late.